said, "Can I hear it?" I said, "Well, Your Honor," I said, "I'm an unfranchised common law freeman. I'm not a participant in any tontine schemes of limited liability on a joint venture for profit with an insurable interest requiring me to participate in these corporate Ponzi schemes. I'm just a little Joe from Kokomo. I live on the block. I travel at the common law. I have a right to travel freely and unencumbered pursuant to Shapiro versus Thompson, and that right is so basic it doesn't even need to be mentioned. The state of Michigan arbitrarily and erroneously converted my right into a privilege and issued a license plate and a fee for it. Murdoch versus Pennsylvania says no state may convert a secured liberty into a privilege and issue a license and a fee for it. And if they do, Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham, Alabama says I can ignore the license and engage in the right with impunity. That means you can't punish me. Since I have relied on previous decisions of the U.S. Supreme Court and on constitutional defenses, I have a perfect defense for willfulness. I am immune to the prosecution. Therefore, prosecution counsel does not have a cause of action for which relief can be granted. I'd motion for dismissal with prejudice for failure to state a cause of action for which relief can be granted, and I'd kind of like to collect my costs and fees for having to defend this frivolous case. The judge starts reading the ticket. Told officer he'd just been waiting to get this ticket so he could fight it and beat it all the way to the Supreme Court. He laughed. He says, "Motion granted," and he ran off the bench before I could get my damages. So I went out in the hall. He went to the can. I waited for him. He came out of the can. I served him with my papers. He said, "You didn't have to do that." I said, "Well, I didn't want you to be inconvenienced, Judge." He said, "Okay." He signed. I went back in the court as a casual thing just to see what kind of reaction would happen, and I sat down. About 2 cases later, this elderly gentleman gets up, and he stands up there, and he says, "Your Honor, I'm not quite as knowledgeable as that young gentleman that was here just 2 cases ago, and I don't presume to understand all of the issues that he raised. But it really sounded good to me, and I kind of like to ditto everything he said on top of my case." Everybody broke out laughing. The judge says, "All right, how many guys here didn't have no plates on their car?" About 5 guys raised their hand. He says, "Okay, everybody dismissed. Get the hell out of here." And everybody broke out laughing. It was like, at the carnival on Christmas or something, it was the carnival atmosphere. So I'm telling you, you can affect change. And see, they had all figured. They said, "Watch this guy's going to jail." And then all of a sudden, boom, out jump. And I'm telling you, it's this little book right here. This book. You know what's in this book. You have power. Knowledge is power. You know what's in this book, and you know how to exercise your rights in a timely fashion. You have constitutional rights.